newest multiverse and superpowers reveals from McFarlane. We'll fantasy book a few waves of superpowers to answer the question, which movie or TV themed superpowers do we want to see? We'll talk about all that and more tonight on Geek Dad Live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special holiday episode of Geek Dad Live. My name is Quip, aka Scotty Quippin, aka Stephen Q. Yerkel, and I'll be your host for this evening. Joining me, so first of all, to everyone out there in TV land who isn't currently watching WrestleMania, happy Easter, happy Passover, or just happy Superman Day, which happened this past week. And that's part of the reason why McFarlane had so many reveals, and we're here to talk about it and more this evening. But before I do that, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge joining me for the second time as part of this tag team. He's back again, checked in the rental. Let's begin. Mr. Derek J. Hoover, how you doing this evening, sir?
Peachy Keen Jelly Bean, freshly back from Chicago roughly 20 minutes ago.
Okay, yep. Yeah, lots of travel, lots of fun. We've actually got family in town too. Right now. So yeah, people driving all over the place, but happy that you made it here. Happy that you were able to join us.
Yes,
Earlier I said McFarlane Superpowers. You might not have recognized it by that name. It is, you might know it better as McFarlane's Michaela.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that. So I don't want to open up. I mean, the wound should be healed by now, right? You have a wonderful.
Oh, my heart's mostly scar tissue.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Fantastic. But with that, we also have another special guest this evening. So joining Derek and I both this evening, he is the leading toy tuber. He's the leading toy tube authority on all things Batwings, right? He's never had to knock on wood, but he's glad he hasn't yet because he's sure it isn't good. And at least that's the impression he gets. It's the fantastic Chris Plastic of Shiny Plastic People. Hey, how you doing?
Good. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for finally answering my Make-A-Wish, letting me be here on Geek Dad Live.
We are happy. We're happy you're here to join us again. Just anybody who actually tries to give Chris Plastic a membership, though, while we are happy to have you here as a guest, we kind of want to keep the tradition rolling of you not being a full-fledged member. So anybody who actually gifts Chris Plastic a membership is going to be banned in the chat, right? So just letting you all know now, he's a guest. He is welcome here, but he is not welcome as an official member. No, I'm joking. We're happy to have you here. You've been a member of the GDL family for quite some time, even if you don't have the one little membership, right? You got to save that money in order to buy toys, right?
Right. That $1 a month really hits hard in the Superpowers wallet.
Absolutely.
Can we talk for a second about your Mighty Mighty Boss Tones intro of Chris? Because that was Swiss watch.
Yeah.
I have some bad news for our super chat. I got a haircut for my big appearance here. There's not a lot of hair to flip. My wife is like, you got to look good for Geek Dad Life.
Yeah. And I appreciate you filling the slot because we have to have at least one person in a cap and with a beard, and I can't grow it. I got a little bit of nonsense going on here, but I'm glad that you are here. You make me feel safe with your beard.
Right. I made sure to get a nice angle on. The beard. I got the monogrammed hat.
Looking good, looking great, brother man. Alrighty, and with that though, before we really get rolling, let's say hey to a few folks in the chat. Let's see who's here. Let me scroll up a little bit. All right, we've got let's see. Ooh, that's a good one to start off with. Matt Bush. Hey, how's it going, Matt?
Yeah.
We got Mike Girolico. See, man, I'm just taking Jay's spot of messing up people's names. I swear I had it down pat whenever I'm in the chat, and I'm like, what's going on, Jay? And now I'm here. So, yeah. Country Boy, Niner, Gage Bullock, Jack Knight, Shiny Plastic People. I Play Nerd, Dora Laxon, Brick Something. What's going on, brother? We got Jace. We got Alex Aro. We got Darth Hawes. All right. We got Smetty45, Derek Dalzell, The Mitch, Tucker Prime, Mecha Manblade, Turtle Layer, Gady's Toys. We got a special surprise for Andrew of Gady's Toys. That'll be a fun topic that's coming up later in the show, so stay tuned, Andrew. Studio Henge Kenton, Allison Troy, A Punk with Toys. Hey, how's it going? I'm a real boy.
It's been too long since I haven't gotten to see Lawrence do a nice chair twirl and a wee in a while, so I got to fix that.
Yeah. We got Mr. Chris Bags. Daith is in the building. Paul Gaiano. And let's end it on Brian Brink. Why is it Superman Day? I don't know. Chris Plastic, do you know why it's Superman Day?
It's the anniversary of the first issue of Superman, of Action Comics.
Okay. Nice. Well, that makes sense why it's Superman Day. Because I want to say it's either International or National Superhero Day is also coming up soon. I want to say that's April 24th. So, yeah, they're pretty close together, National Superhero Day. But, Superman needs his own day. So that's cool. Stanley Eberhardt, happy birthday. Whose birthday is it? Did I miss it?
It's Allison Troy's.
It's Allison Troy's birthday. What?
It is.
Happy birthday to our retro toy princess, Allison Troy.
The master of the research.
Yes, absolutely. Well, with that, on that note, let's go ahead and actually, did I say Alpha Magnus? Alpha Magnus, you're here too. And so many more.
I agree with that sentiment.
All righty. Well, hopefully she enjoys this. So before we really get deep diving into a lot of the McFarlane news and McFarlane releases, there was one person who also has a DC license. They recently had a couple of drops that made me kind of laugh. I didn't know originally where the reference came from, but then I sat and I watched it with my wife, and I said, okay, I get it. This is why it's funny. Yeah, so here's what let's see if I can share my screen.
I believe in you.
You believe in me. I appreciate that. So
Do it.
Screen. All right, entire screen. Oh yeah, this is happening.
right where it needed to start.
Yeah. So apparently there's this booty Scooty Robin that yeah. It just
Well, I'm very amused.
Yeah. After saving the world, some superheroes just need to shake it off, right? I mean, that's what Taylor Swift says, right? You just got to shake it off. So
shake it off.
Yeah. It's
he's so unhappy about it, and I love it.
He's very unhappy about it. And what's interesting to me is, well, one, I was like, well, where is this from? Why? I don't remember this. So I thought it was from Teen Titans Go to the Movies, right? Because there's that whole My Superhero Movie song where he's talking about, I'll shake my booty in my own movie. But he was happy about it in Teen Titans Go to the Movie. So I was like, why on earth? And let me go ahead and fix that so that you're not covered up by the chats. I will cover myself up. We will put you in the place of honor, Plastic, as our guest. But yeah, I don't understand why he's sad until I realized, and I think, Chris, you actually educated me in the Discord to say that, well, this is from Teen Titans, like
Go.
Yeah. The cartoon. And there's a whole episode about the Scooty Booty. And literally, he was supposed to dance until his butt fell off. So I will say, where's that action feature, right? I don't think the butt actually falls off of this one. and I think it like falls down the drain. Real ridiculous stuff, which is why some people hate Teen Titans Go. But I enjoyed it. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, Chris Plastic, on the Booty Scooty Robin? I know you're a Robin fan.
I am a Robin fan. I am actually primarily a Robin collector. I mean, I have, a Tim Drake on hand. He's blurry, always ready to go. He's not joining my collection.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Booty Scooty Robin. There's just not room on the shelf.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry. I'm sure he's sorry to hear that too. Derek, thoughts? I have a feeling this is something your kid would love and needs, because not only does it booty, but it scooties.
And the child does know how to booty Scooty. I might add. I would 1000% buy this for my darling son. You need to send me a link.
This image of this child staring into Robin's soul.
That's the look Henry would give it.
Yeah, just mesmerized.
Oh no.
It's silly. It's goofy. It's irreverent. I mean, it's just fun.
Here's honestly how I see this shaking out, because I'm probably gonna buy it for him. He got a whoopee whistle today, which is essentially a whoopee cushion that's a whistle. All it is like plastic over a tube, and you blow farts like you would with a whoopee cushion. I see him hitting the button and making it go, and just. So I kind of think I need to buy it.
It sounds like a real 1-2 punch.
It really is. It really is. This. You got to peanut butter the chocolate, man. This is how we do it.
Fair enough. It's goofy. I know a lot of people were actually sharing in the Geek Dad Live Discord. Which, did I mention that this is Geek Dad Live? Did I say that? I don't remember if I did or not, but I just hit it real quick because he said, "What stream am I on?" You're on Geek Dad Live, buddy. This is what happens when Jay goes to Japan. We talk about
right universe version.
This is the moment we've been waiting for, to put Booty Scooty Robin on Geek Dad Live. We just needed Jay to turn away.
Hope you enjoyed Japan, Gladfelter. Land of the Rising Sun. Well, tonight it's the Land of the Rising Booty.
Yeah. So let's go ahead. All right, that's enough of Booty Scooty Robin. Let me take him off the screen.
Is it?
Right.
Is
it ever? Does one ever get enough? Yeah. If you need the link though, that is in the Google Doc, so you can go ahead use the Google Doc, go straight to it. But also, now we do need to talk about something a little more serious, a little more sullen. Here's some crazy toy news that happened last week. Did it happen last week? Or was it? I don't know. It happened recently. And it's around the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. I don't know if everybody in the chat has heard, but apparently there was a so this is the figure, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. So it's available at a couple of different retailers, but Walmart particularly reported that a truckload of these was just stolen, just gone, like Fast and Furious style. I like to think there were grappling hooks involved.
At the very least, some undercar neon involved in this heist.
Exactly. There was undercar neon, Lancers, Evos. Oh, yeah. Mitsubishi is partly to blame. But yeah, there's just some crazy heist that happened that I think I've got a copy of the email as well. Just 1 second. Let me pull that up.
She was it was actually a truck on its way to McFarlane because they also stole the Killing Joke Joker.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so here we go. I don't know if y'all can see that. Can you see it? All right. Cool. Well, yeah, we're writing to inform you earlier this week. A tractor trailer full of our products was stolen while en route to McFarlane toy stores. Now, some people believe this. Others have proposed that it could be a cover story, that McFarlane never made the figures. Right? This is just an excuse Just yeah, they just disappeared. But at least people are getting their money back. But it's kind of this is kind of odd. Derek, what are your thoughts on it?
My thoughts are, and because you threw a conspiracy out there, my thoughts are that somebody needs to very promptly make one of those crappy Facebook reels where an AI is voicing over it. They don't want you to know the real story. I don't know, man. If somebody like boosted a Walmart tractor trailer, it's a weird thing to steal, but all right. I mean,
definitely
they got
weird.
the rarest thing of all, a female McFarlane action figure.
Yeah.
Bum. There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Very good.
I will say she exists though. Some got out before this heist. I have one of them, so she is
you're sitting on a
real.
gold mine. That is your retirement plan right there.
We just cracked
that.
The case.
Keep that figure minty.
Boosted the truck.
Oh, that's a good point. Where were you?
Where were you?
Look at my watch. I gotta go.
Yeah, you were conveniently on a road trip. Was this stolen from anywhere in Colorado? And
all of a sudden, there's a crisp plastic-shaped hole through a wall. He's just gone.
Like he's the.
They're all in the basement of Casa Bonita.
How many are on eBay already? I don't know. I don't even care to go look. But wait, did it happen in Colorado? I don't know where it happened. I don't know where it was stolen from. It just says en route. So en route. No idea. Yeah, just know it was stolen.
I already know the name of the movie. We're gonna call it Rocky Mountain Heist.
Well, there you go. The funny thing is, though, I don't think this figure will be very valuable because they already said they're doing a Supergirl movie line, and her costume in the movie is near identical, so it'll just be a retool of this figure.
Fair enough. I mean, it is a cool figure. I will say this raised a question that I was a little confused about because I haven't paid too much attention to the Page Punchers line, but I thought the Page Punchers, when they were originally coming out, when I saw them in Target, they were like smaller figures. But this is a 7-inch
at first,
Page Puncher. So I was confused because I was like, wait, this figure is 7 inches, which is what most of the multiverse figures are. So is this the first like batch that's been regular sized, or has he just jumped back and forth? Is there any clear designation for the Page Punchers regarding
Page Punchers
size?
Just means it's coming with a comic book. They've been doing 7-inch for a couple years now.
On
them as well.
Cool. That's cool. So I wonder if that means we'll get 7-inch Ninja Turtles then, because I was thinking they were going to be the smaller ones, but I know the Ninja Turtles are supposed to be Page Puncher style, right?
The word is that they're actually 112 and they will be 5 inches tall.
Oh, so they really are all over the map with Page Punchers. Okay, all right. That'll be cool, though. More the merrier. Okie dokie. All righty. Let's jump into the next figure, recent McFarlane release, which is what we had referred to earlier. Well, I referred to it briefly earlier. Let me just open this up so I can zoom in a little better. Okay. So we got Alfred Pennyworth. This recently went up for pre-order. And a lot of people jumped on it. It sold out a lot of places. But this particular figure, I don't know, it reminded me of somebody who we all know as part of the GDL family. Not just yet, but I'm thinking this is a glimpse into Andrew of Gately's Toys' future, right? He's got the hair swoop, right? He's got the thick brimmed glasses. Me personally, give Andrew like 20 years. I'm thinking get a little more, snow on the roof. I think this kind of looks like Andrew. So I'm going to call this Andrew Pennyworth. But Derek, what do you think? I know he's one of your co-hosts. What do you think? Is there a resemblance? Am I crazy?
There is a resemblance, so much so that I think I might buy one, paint the hair brown, and then pose it on Shauna's desk at work because that's her Canadian boyfriend.
Okay. Nice.
She loves some Andrew.
You're gonna need to get like a little 7-inch scale, like Detolf, and put minifigures like behind it, right? Just to kind of mimic the setup. Yeah.
Oh, I'll come up with something. I'll come up with something.
It's true. The ladies love Andrew of Gady's Toys, though. So
He's a pretty boy.
yes.
I don't know who my dad is. So, hey.
Your dad could be Jeremy Irons.
There you go. The voice of Scar himself. But Chris Plastic, what do you think? Did you pick this up? Did you pre-order it? Were you part of the rush on Alfred?
I did not pre-order this one. Honestly, these might be fighting words. I'm not a Snyderverse guy. I'm just not.
How dare you have an opinion?
I know.
Not hurting my feelings any.
No.
All right. On to the next one. All right. So here's this triple threat. Look at these bad boys. Hold on. All right. Open that up. Zoom back a little bit. Okay. You've got, look at the tip of the hat. Calm yourself, everybody. You got Cowboy Batman from Western World. We've got Eradicator, which I know is probably a personal favorite of yours, Chris Plastic. And then we've got Hal Jordan in the armor suit, which I think this was particularly a rad, like Hal Jordan. I'm a big fan of the Green Lantern figures, but what were your thoughts? Did you pick up any of these, Chris? I have a feeling you did.
I picked up 2/3 of these. I bought the Eradicator, even if he is just a slight recolor of the previous Walmart exclusive, and I did get the Hal Jordan figure, of course. Now, I just need to take a moment, if you will. It is brave of Todd McFarlane to say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to finally put out a Batman action figure.
You know what? Thank you for saying that. One of us had to. And I mean, the thing is, man, it's like, a dare to be great moment. And he took that dare.
He did.
And I think we should all be proud of him for that.
Flawless execution. So bold, so brave.
Mm-hmm.
So bold and brave, if you will.
Bold and brave.
The worst part is, though, it actually looks halfway okay.
It does look kind of rad.
Cool, I mean, you could put him on a horse next to Jonah Hex, right? I mean, he's not a bad looking figure.
No.
Somebody, it floats somebody's boat. I'm sure some people are buying it. Some people are waiting on discounts. Other people are jumping right on it for the pre-order. So, hey, I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum. We're just talking figures. And so, hey, he's pretty cool. I think he's got kind of the Marlboro Man, like hat tip. I mean, they posed it that way on purpose, right? It is interesting. Yeah. So this, I will say, is a perfect justification for trigger fingers, even though McFarlane doesn't issue figures with firearms. He's got to tip the hat, right? And he can either do it with the left hand or the right hand. So those aren't trigger fingers moving forward. Those are hat tipping fingers.
Those are hat tipping fingers.
So
except guns are coming back in small market figures from McFarlane. Okay. If they call them adult collectible, only available from certain retailers, they can put guns back in.
I have a sudden urge.
Can they look good? Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I have it with Chris saying that. I, for some reason, have a sudden urge to say, guns are so hot right now, like Mugatu.
Hot.
It's that damn Desert Eagle. It's so hot right now.
Yeah, but give any character a trench coat and they look good. I'm trying to think of a comic book character that has a trench coat. I mean, you've got, of course, I'm thinking Gambit. You've got Grifter. Who else has a trench coat? Does Constantine have a trench coat?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he does.
You know what though? If I shave and put on a trench coat, I just look like 3 children in a trench coat. It's just it doesn't work.
You look like the little rascals trying to get a bank loan.
I would like to see this movie, please. I am one adult.
Inspector Gadget, another solid. Yeah. There are characters. So these are neat. Chris, you had mentioned a couple of the Chase variants, right?
Yes. We are getting a holographic, translucent Eradicator, which is really kind of neat for all our translucent fans out there. And the Reign of Superman, Cyborg Superman is going to be in this case pack.
Okay. I can't find images of those right now. I'm not pulling them up. see. Yeah, I didn't have those prep, but that is cool. That, of course, there's always chase variants, and then so there's the cyborg Superman, and then there's the holographic. You said holographic or translucent?
Well, he's holographic, and they're doing that via translucent, sparkly plastic.
Oh, okay. I'm tracking now. Sorry. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Alrighty. But this does, as we're talking Superman and we're talking Superman variants, the most recent announcements from McFarlane with respect to Superman Day come in the form of Superman the movie figures. And here we have some interesting characters, right? We've got, well, in this bundle, you've got the regular Superman and the deluxe Superman, which I was thinking, why would you want to? But what I didn't recognize was the deluxe not only comes with Crypto, because I was thinking, is Crypto the only difference? But no, he actually comes with a bunch of different faces as well. So that's kind of neat. Kaiju, which I've seen the preview where Crypto's kind of jumping all over Superman. I saw that ahead of the Minecraft movie that I just recently took the kiddo to go see, which was awesome. I recommend to go see it. It's just fun. It's just fun, goofy silliness. So don't expect Citizen Kane, but it's Minecraft. Come on, it's Jack Black and
Right.
Jason Momoa. If you can't find the fun in that, I feel sorry for you. But you've got Kaiju, which is this a character in the comic books? Because I know what a Kaiju is, but I didn't realize that there was a creature or some character named Kaiju. So wearing the Superman shirt, Chris Plastic, I'm deferring to you as our resident.
I believe, and I'm going to be wrong, so get at me, chat. That this is just a creation for the movie that we're calling Kaiju because it is a Kaiju.
Yeah. I think the closest there was in the comic was about 10, 15 years ago. There was a character called American Kaiju, but it different from this. So I think they're just it's a kaiju. I think that's all it is.
And then I didn't see him in the trailer, and I don't want to spoil anything because I really do want to see the movie. You know, as soon as this came out, of course, my daughter loved Crypto jumping all over Superman. She thought that was hilarious. Okay, JT, sorry, let me pause for a moment. JT Brunick saying that just a movie creation. Okay, good. Yeah, I thought I was kind of out of it. Yeah, it's just, why did they have to do Oxalotl?
That's fair. That's fair, man.
I don't know.
Not cool.
But you've got Metamorpho as the villain. Or I'm assuming he's the villain. I don't know if he's the anti-villain type deal where he's got a tragic story. He looks kind of sad. He's just wearing the typical gym shorts that all of us dads do on the weekend.
Yeah, I have those shorts.
We all have these shorts. These are handed out to you like
on your 40th birthday.
I am wearing these shorts right now, so
they just arrive.
Welcome. It's all downhill from here.
You just open up your drawer one day and it's full of these shorts right here.
Pretty much.
But I don't know Metamorpho's background. The most I know about Metamorpho is the superpowers. When superpowers transition to Target, the one superpowers figure that every Target has had and hasn't sold any of them in my area, it feels like, is Metamorpho. Like, that's the first one that started showing up on Target pegs, because forever and a day ago, Superpowers / Michaela used to be a Walmart exclusive. But now, but yeah, here we have Metamorpho. Can you tell me a little bit about him? Can you tell the audience at home a little bit of the backstory of Metamorpho? Either of you.
Chris, would you like to, or may I?
You may go right ahead, Derek.
Okay. Metamorpho is a Silver Age hero. He debuted in Brave and the Bold, I believe. He is Rex Mason. He was exposed to the Orb of Ra, and he turned into Metamorpho, the Elemental Man. Now, he is a hero. He does have a bit of a tragic backstory. There's been times he's been dead. I believe the Grant Morrison relaunch at JLA in the 90s, it opened with the JLA, the current JLA at the time. I can't remember if they died, but I know Metamorpho died in it, and that's when the original 7 came back, become the Justice League. And then years later, they introduced a new Outsiders comic, I think right around the time of Infinite Crisis, somewhere in there. And they introduced, they thought it was Metamorpho. Turns out it was a piece of Metamorpho that became sentient and became its own being called Shift. The regular Metamorpho returned. The story behind that was he basically was slowly pulling all his pieces back together from that initial wreck in JLA #1 back in the 90s. I'm not certain what the new 52 or Rebirth or any of the, because they're rebooting DC every 2 years it seems, but he is a hero. His look seems to be a little more stylized or borrow from the Shift character, a little more depth and texture to his body that's not always conveyed properly through the art. So I don't think he's a villain. I don't know. I mean, they may flip the script and he has a kind of anti-hero tragic backstory kind of thing and then has a redemption arc. We all know I'm a fan of those. But as far as I know, he's a good guy. I think he's part of that team that's going to consist of Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, and Guy Gardner.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. All right. That I'm picking up what you're putting down now. Okay, that's cool. Well, I appreciate the backstory. Moving into more Metamorpho. If you didn't get enough the first time or the second time, it's the figure so nice. Maybe you'll buy it thrice. Where here we go. We got Superpowers. Metamorpho here, which I dig the aesthetic here a little more than the other ones, right? I'm a big fan of Superpowers, but these particularly look to be pinless. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, all right. So their elbows don't bend, but their knees bend. Yeah, here we go. Here we have the team, and as you were just talking about, you got Mr. Terrific here. You've got Guy Gardner here, and we'll zoom in a little more too. We've got, so of course, Superman. You need Superman. But you also have his Fortress of Solitude. This all was really cool reveals. Derek.
Well, and they did one of my favorite things is if you pay attention to the box of the Fortress of Solitude, you will find that there's a Superpowers robot as well from the Fortress of Solitude.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the Superman robots, or is it?
Yeah.
Are they doing the Kalax or are they doing the Superman robot thing? I don't know.
I'm not 100% yet. They're doing that wonderful they're telling us everything and nothing all at once.
Yeah.
Movie.
Yeah, here we go. All right, there you can see Superman with his robot. This one is number 4. I know they're actually doing a multiverse version of this robot too. But
right.
Okay,
and I'm thinking, well, we know there's going to be a gold label version on Amazon for this. I'm going to theorize right now. Normally, the case packs on Superpowers are actually 6 figures. So I bet we'll get a robot as one of those other figures with a different number than the Amazon exclusive pack. But that's just pure speculation.
But these are also easy custom jobs. I mean, somebody somewhere could potentially make little decals that you just put on the chest plate to make all the different number droids. Now it's going to be a matter of how many fortresses are you going to buy to try and get all the robots? Because it is
right.
This robot figure is exclusive to the Fortress of Solitude, correct?
I think so. Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as we know, we don't know if maybe they come out with another one that's a carded figure later. Maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and again, Entertainment Earth sold a 6-pack, and they said we can't tell you who the other 2 figures are.
Okay. Interesting. So there's a 6-pack out there, but we don't know.
We don't know. Also, I love that the robots have capes.
That is cool. I did notice that in the trailer again. It's neat. And who was it? Was it number 12 that was new? That said,
I believe so.
He's
new. Yeah.
So technically, if they make a number 12, is that it's at least a robot with a female voice, right? They made her out to seem like it was so I don't know if that would count as a female figure in Superpowers if we get number 12. And me saying that out loud, I know the likelihood of that has just completely diminished.
Right? Yeah, you've ruined it.
From McFarlane, I don't know.
Or, wait, Todd, if you're out there, 12 is actually Batman.
Yeah, that's good.
Just saved a female figure. Yeah.
Fair enough. There you go. Okay. Well, I know these figures. Hold on, let me go back and look at them a little more because I really do. I just appreciate they do a really good job. Card art is kind of. Well, I mean,
Right.
how are we feeling about the card art? I know I kind of just
You know,
showed my card, but
it's lazy. It's fine. I open them, so I don't.
okay.
I have no problem. Superman's pure repaint, perfect. Mr. Terrific and Guy Gardner are essentially the same figure, save for an arm and a head. You know.
Yeah.
I do like that card art for him, though. They really captured it.
I was going to say the Guy Gardner card art is good.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not a fan of the Metamorpho card art, but maybe I don't know. That's just me. But all in all, you know what? These are all pretty terrific looking. Yeah, that's so. Pull up Mr. Terrific. Here we go. Fair play. So yeah, I mean. I don't know. There's something about the guy. I don't know. This feels like there's a little more action going on. Like I get it. He's got his orbs floating around him, but the toy doesn't come with any of the orbs, which anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
Even if they just had like, do you guys remember the 2000X Triclops where he had one of his probes, but it was on like a translucent clear stands to
right. They could have just had a stand with 3 little orbs.
Like 3 or hell, I'd even accept like 1, you know, but that's a Michaela for you.
Well, with that, I know. So these figures, again, they're currently available for pre-order. They're actually on sale right now, $70 for the lot of 5, including the Fortress of Solitude. So that's not too shabby. You know, you get a play set for what's that, $70. So these are like 15 a pop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, if you think about it, no, these would be like $10 a pop, right? So 40.
Yeah.
Right, and you get the $30 playset, which is just a fold-out backdrop, really.
Yeah.
Oh, and this one's sold out, but you'll be able to find it other places. It'll come back on.
Oh, it'll show up
for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sold out everywhere.
Yeah, it sold out fast. That case pack on Entertainment Earth, I think, was gone in 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Those jackets, though, like really the uniforms of what is that team called?
Justice League. They're going to be Justice League in
there.
They are
going to be.
They're going to be. Specifically, Maxwell Lord's Justice League.
Okay.
Cool. Okie dokie. Well, I know seeing these figures, right? One of the things that excited me about the prospect of these figures that was revealed was the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Chad, Chris, Derek, you all know more about superpowers than I probably do. Are these the first superpowers labeled figures that are specifically tied to a movie?
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And so with that, it got me thinking, right, so they're tying these specifically with the movie. I mean, you even see, let me add it back to the stage. Like if I were to open up this tab and you zoom in on them, right, they even have the Superman labeling up here in the top right corner where like, yeah, you've got superpowers, but then you've also got the Superman movie peeking out. So then I was thinking, okay, what other DC DC themed TV shows or movies might we want to see? Right? Not just what could we potentially see, right? Because of course, okay, Batman's a given, right? Sorry if I spoiled anybody's pick. You know, Derek Hoover, I imagine Batman 89 is your number one.
Why would you say
that? We'll see. But yeah, we'll see. So I just kind of wanted to kind of do like a fantasy booking, kind of a conversation just between the three of us, right? And of course, you can join along in the chat, but what movies do we want to see, or what TV shows from DC do we want to see get the superpowers treatment? right? So we were all tasked with coming up with let me pull up the rules that I made up when we were just kind of came to me as I was working on the thumbnail. So the rules I came up with were 2 to 3 DC movies or TV shows, right, that you want to see the figures for. We're looking at maybe like a 4-figure wave, right? That's pretty standard for superpowers, 3 to 4 figures. So 12 figures total, and you can split a wave between 2 movies, right? So that's to say that if you only wanted to do 2 movies, well, then you can have 6 figures from each of the movies. Basically, your third wave would be split between your 2 different movies, or if you wanted only 2 figures from a particular movie, right? You can mix and match whatever, throw in 1 playset and 2 vehicles. That's kind of the rules of engagement that we came up with. So we'll go one by one. I've got a couple of extras in my back pocket in case, there's any conflicts or we pick the exact person or the exact same property or movie together, right? But with that, I will pause. Hold on, let me pull this off the screen now. That way we just get bigger while we're having the discussion. So Chris Plastic, right? You know the rules. I'm going to defer to the gentleman from Colorado, and we are going to allow you as our special guest to go first. So what is your first movie, first wave, like character list, and if there's a playset or a vehicle that you chose to put with that movie? So go.
So I was thinking, what is toyetic in a classic DC movie? What has the charm to make a full wave? And I settled on probably the greatest choice, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
Okay.
You get Superman with slightly cheaper flying action. You get Nuclear Man.
Okay.
You get Lex Luthor. And if this is a 4-figure wave, and this is made by Todd McFarlane, there's only 1 spot left, and it's going to Lenny Luthor.
You gotta.
Right, and we are getting a vehicle in this set, and it's Lenny's car.
Ooh.
That has Lenny clearly stenciled on the side.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That is a solid start. Way to get the ball rolling. Let's see how the folks at home feel about that choice. Larry is a fan of Lenny. He just said yes. Right? Whew. Okay. All right. Okay, so you got
ridiculous.
Superman 4. Derek, what do you got? What's your pick? What's your first pick? Coming out the gate with.
Well, I would have to say I saw it in the chat. I think it was Gage Bullock put it up. I would like to see a Supergirl line with I would want her, Jimmy Olsen, oh my God, Allison, please don't be mad at me. I'm Selena, damn it. And I'm trying to think of who a 4th character for that could be. You could do her in her guise of Linda, her disguise of that. And then as far as I can't really think of a vehicle that stands out from that movie, but you could do an Argo playset, that kind of futuristic bubble in space. That's about all I could think of from that movie.
You could do that fun pod that she left Argo in.
Yeah, you could. You could just do the escape pod. Yeah. There you go. I completely forgot about that. Oh, Lawrence. I did watch it. I even freaking helped you with like some. So it was a long day, okay? It was a long day. He's
not wrong though.
I was off by a letter.
A punk is trying to calm you down. Right? He's trying to just say, "Hey, she's gonna be mad anyway. Just kind of ride the wave, right? Don't try and change it. Just."
She was right to call me out, though. She was quite right.
Yeah.
Hey, cat that has been leaving me alone the whole time. Why don't you keep walking back and forth through the stand? I have my laptop on. That's exactly what I want right now.
Let's see. The bumper car she saved her boyfriend from, Derek.
Oh,
perfect vehicle.
All right. Okay. All right. So that is That'll be your pick.
Oh my god. Oh, sorry. I just thought of a great addition to that one.
Say it.
Yeah.
The two truckers in the truck that like harass Supergirl.
Okay.
Release the truck the drivers are the pack-in.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There you go. Alrighty. So we've got Chris Plastic. First pick is Superman 4. Derek J. Hoover. Your first pick is Supergirl. Chris, you said which vehicle did you go with?
Ooh, wait, I have one more thing in there because he picked number 4 and I picked Supergirl. Mail away exclusive Richard Pryor from Superman 3.
Yeah. See, I was actually conflating Superman 3 and Superman 4. So when he was talking about the 4 slot, before he said Lenny, I was thinking it was going to be Richard Pryor. But that's just my ignorance, though. But I'm with you. Okay. Mail away Richard Pryor. I'm with it. I'll allow it.
No. Richard Pryor comes with the computer playset.
Okay, you know what? I'll allow it.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Richard Pryor, Gus Gorman. Okay.
Yes, Gus Gorman.
All right. So let me see. So, all right, my pick. Which one am I going to lead off with? So we're all going with movies. And funny enough, Superman Day, right? We're all kind of thinking alike. It's Superman adjacent. It stars a particular basketball player who likes to fancy himself Superman, right? I'm gonna go with Steel, starring one and only Shaquille O'Neal. And my wave is Steel. It's a small wave, though, right? Because I'm saving space like down the line. But I've got Steel. I've got Lieutenant Sparks with her chair, right? Who is his sidekick, kind of the computer person. I don't know if a lot of people remember the movie. But also,
I remember some vague things. Was Judd Nelson the bad guy?
Was Judd Nelson the bad guy? I don't know.
Judd Nelson was the bad guy.
Yes, Judd Nelson.
Suddenly Susan, Judd Nelson.
Okay. I don't remember Suddenly Susan. It's been a while. I used to catch it, but yeah.
No, I do. I'm a cracker.
Oh, honky, please.
Exactly.
Yes, Hans Zermo. I said it. I said Steel before Smallville. This is my pick. You are free to create your own list, right?
Make your own damn list.
And share in the chat. Make a list. Go for it. If you love Smallville, fantastic. I think a couple of other people have actually said something to that effect. But yeah. But I didn't finish. I didn't even finish my wave yet. Because so I mean, hold on. Let me do this. Let me.
You got Steel, you got Sparks.
I got Steel, I got Sparks. And then, of course, you've got to have a vehicle in the line. So my one vehicle, even though I'm only going with 2 figures, the one vehicle that I chose, which Chris Plastic was so kind as to actually pull up and like share a picture of it with me, the motorcycle, right? You remember he had a motorcycle in the movie, so Steel needs his motorcycle.
Yes, he did.
As the vehicle, right? So I just thought that would be cool. Maybe in order to kind of get some interchangeability, maybe even though the single carded figure could be fully armored, maybe the motorcycle still comes with kind of a plainclothes Shaq in the movie, almost like he's a mechanic, like working on the motorcycle. But then you can kind of get the plain clothes into the superhero version. So that's my pick for wave 1. My wave 1 is Steel.
Right.
Okay, so that's back to you, Chris. What are you thinking for your number 2 pick?
So when we initially pitched this, it was just movies. So I've been rolling with the punches here, and I'm thinking for my second wave, it would be the CW Supergirl.
Okay.
Just because we get Supergirl, you can do a Brainiac 5, you can do Dreamer. Well, there's so many heroes in there. it's so good. Playset wise, you could do the DoD, and we could, let's do DoD, Supergirl's sister for the fourth figure in that wave.
Okay. So that's your 4. No vehicle, no playset.
The playset's the DoD.
Oh, sorry. The DoD.
Yep.
So what? Oh, sorry. DoD, the actual headquarters. All right, I'm tracking now. Sorry, I was flipping between tabs trying to listen, take it.
Right, no, it's all right.
Okay, so CW Supergirl. That's cool. Okay, alrighty. Derek J. Hoover. What are your picks?
My pick is for my wife to get this cat away from me. Hate to see her go, but love to watch you walk away. Am I right? Anyway, I'm an idiot. Let's see. Okay, so I'm sticking with movies too. Initially, I wasn't gonna say Batman '89 because I feel like we've kind of gotten that, but I don't think they've leaned into it enough. So I would say another Batman '89-esque Batman, maybe recreate the utility belt feature. Give me a damn Vicky Vale.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say a decent Bob the Goon. Not, look back at that Toy Biz one. That was rough trade.
Yeah.
My number one guy deserved better.
He did deserve better, damn it. A good Joker, but a playset. I want a Bell Tower playset from the final scene in the movie.
Okay.
And as far as
and is it gonna have the Joker like dangling?
You have breakaway gargoyle.
The breakaway gargoyle. Yeah.
You could have a button that releases the bell. Down the shaft. You could have a packing character of guy that Batman straight up murders and drops down the belfry.
You could have a separate like helicopter kind of just to set the ambiance for that scene with the spotlight. The kind of was there a helicopter with the spotlight, or was that
packing spotlight for sure?
Okay,
but the vehicle for that wave would be a Joker copter. I've always wanted a Joker copter. We got a Joker van in the toilet line, but we never got a Joker copter.
Okay. So, and I will tell you, Derek, I am so happy that you picked Batman '89 because I was going to, but then I was like, you know what? Odds are Derek's gonna go with
you. Knew what was coming. You know this, man.
Just because, so I know we're getting those 5 points from Mezco.
Yeah, I think October.
Yeah, so those are coming, but again, they don't even have the full articulation, which again, I just learned. Chris educated me on recently that superpowers, they can bend at the knees so they can sit a little easier versus 5 POA where the legs are just kind of straight out. And sure, it'll work with their Batman, so it's got kind of articulation at the hips, but having it at the knees too is pretty good. So
yeah.
And then just getting the whole treatment, right? Of you get a wave, they all match. That's what I'm thinking from a packaging perspective, because there were a couple things that I was thinking of that you can kind of piece together. But okay, so Batman '89.
Yeah.
Jokey.
But you knew that was coming. Come on.
I knew it was coming. Okay. So my next pick is going to be the Flash TV series, but not the CW Flash.
No.
I'm talking 1990s Flash. I'm talking John Wesley Shipp.
Hell yes.
As Barry Allen. I am talking Trickster Mark Hamill, which let me pause for the cause and take a beat. Hot take. If we don't get Mark Hamill as the Trickster, I don't know that we see Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Because if you go back and you watch the Trickster episodes with Mark Hamill, and then you watch Batman Forever, I'm sorry, you can't unsee it. Like, Jim Carrey was awesome. Loved it as a kid. Batman Forever is still my Batman. But I feel like he heavily drew upon Mark Hamill's interpretation of the Trickster.
I can see that.
Predates it by a couple years. So, got to have Mark Hamill Trickster. But playset, and this is no disrespect to the actress Amanda Pays, but I'm thinking Star Labs with Christina McGee, who is, again, the scientist back at Star Labs who monitored John Wesley Shipp's Flash while he was out and about, kind of keeping an eye on his heart rate and everything. He was the person in a chair that supported him. So I'm thinking she's critical, right? So you kind of get the Star Labs. Maybe there's a little treadmill set up, which of course, run on the treadmill. Oh, he's running too fast and he goes off it, right? Yeah. Fun stuff. But that was my pick. So Flash 1990 is what I am going with, because that's a personal favorite of mine. Yeah.
Plus, how great is it? Mark Hamill got to be Trickster in 3 different franchises, which is awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, he did, dude. That's right.
Yep. When they brought him back in Flash, I freaked out. I was like, hey. Yeah. And I like that they kind of, did the different parallel like universes shift where they used a lot of the older actors. They brought them back too. They even brought back I forget how to pronounce it, whether it's Alex Desert or Alex Desert, right? Anybody who's a Ska fan, Boy Meets World fan, they brought him back as Julio from the original show. So I'm gonna add Julio. I still have space on my roster, so need a Julio figure as well. Kind of as the guy in the lab coat who can also be around Star Labs, who's it's cool. So that's my pick, Flash. So let me pause and see who else. Let's see. Yeah, do we get Alfonso? Yeah. I thought it was it Julio? I thought his name was Julio in the show. But yes, we get the lab partner.
Wait, was Julio his character's name on Becker?
No. It was Julio. I think Alfonso was the character's name on Becker. I think.
Okay.
Strike that. Reverse it. Right. Okay. Well, before we go through our third round picks, I do want to walk through and see. Okay, I see some other people have shared. So Punk with Toys has said we need Smallville figures. Hans Zermo has said it as well. Again, seriously. Allison Troy talking about the steel on the motorcycle picture. It's sus. Superman and Lois is another good pick.
Yeah.
Doom Patrol as a series. That's a good one. I haven't caught too many episodes of that. Have y'all seen Doom Patrol at all?
Oh, I haven't seen the last season, which is my fault because the show is great. It is legitimately great.
Isn't that show part of Brendan Fraser's comeback? As far as kind of breaking back in and rising back to popularity again?
Yeah, because I think it was before The Whale.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
He had taken a hiatus from acting for a while, and then he came back to it. So
yeah, Dudley Do-Right did him dirty.
Okay. Yeah.
Except he was wearing black in that movie, unlike, the villain who was wearing navy at one point.
In Dudley Do-Right?
Yes, no, it's a whole bit. I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Dudley was proving how bad he was at that point. So he's like, see, I'm wearing black, and they compare dates.
Fair enough. Alrighty. So I just got a kick out of this. Every fourth figure in every wave needs to just be a random Batman. So you get a Batman dressed as Supergirl. You get a Batman dressed as Steel. He adds... That's fair. What else do we got? One figures. Unreleased Batman, I got Batman on the brain now. What kind of man has bats on the brain? The unreleased Superman Lives movie. Rainbow suit, Brainiac head, spider tentacles.
Giant spider.
Yep. Mail away. What's his name? Kevin
Smith,
yeah. Mail away Kevin Smith figure, right? Because of the giant spider tentacles. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And then all right, so we said Smallville. So let me see. What else do we got? Anybody else? I remember Chips. Let's see. Not gonna pull that up. CW Crisis on Infinite Earths from Dave. That's another good call out. Okay. Alrighty. So we're down to the last picks.
You know what? I would love to say Young Justice, but Brick said it in the comments because it's so good.
Oh, okay, I missed that. Okay.
So I'm gonna do Green Lantern the animated series.
Oh, Green Lantern, the animated series. Okay. All right. That's solid. All right. Now, from the Lantern Corps, who do you pick? How do you do this wave now?
Well, so
Because
we're doing the series specifically.
yep.
We unfortunately we already have a Hal, so we could re-release him here. But I think we need Aya, we need Razor the Red Lantern, Kilowog in his animated look. So that's, if we're not doing Hal, that's 3. So let's do Saint Walker, the Blue Lantern, in 4, and we can do the Interceptor as a vehicle.
There you go. Okay. All right. Cool. That'll work. I'm a big fan of the Green Lanterns. Every time I see them, at least from Masterverse, like I know we were just talking about that Hal Jordan in the armor suit. Yeah, I'm always tempted, but again, the thing that stops me is, oh well, then I'd have to go back for all the other Green Lanterns. So thankfully, nope, skip it. I know there was even that chase where they had 2 alien heads in one and then 2 alien heads in another, and of course you need, like, people were like, well, I need 4 of those figures so that I can display all 4 helmets, or not helmets but head sculpts. But yeah, so Green Lantern series, good pick. I know a lot of people, actually I think it was a Casino Skunk only collects like Green Lanterns figures. Like he shared a couple things. Ralph has shared a couple things in the GDL family Discord. So this is cool.
He actually has a whole channel dedicated to just Green Lantern. It's called Lantern Live. It's wonderful.
Well, there you go. Nice. Everybody go check it out. Check out Lantern Live after this. If you just want to, if you're a fan of Green Lantern, hop on over there. Alrighty. Derek, what's your pick?
Well, I want figures based on the craptacular 90s Justice League pilot movie, because I'll be damned if I ask for Smallville figures. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Although a David Ogden Steers Martian Manhunter would be pretty rad. No, I'll stick with the Batman gravy train and some Batman Returns.
Okay.
In that scale, a decent Catwoman, a decent Penguin. Get me a Max Shrek. Play set. I would want that. The final scene.
Yeah.
I would want
down
that.
Electrical wires, whole 9 yards. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I would want that. And as far as a vehicle, probably a toss-up between a Batmobile that goes into Bat Missile mode or the Penguin's assault ducky. Either or.
I was hoping you were gonna go with the duck. Like as soon as you said Batman Returns, I was thinking, okay, don't let me down. We've already got kind of that black, like all the different Bat vehicles set where you get a Batwing, get the Whirly Bat, Black Batmobile. So I'm thinking those kind of can make do with, but what we don't have is the Penguin's duck boat.
We do need the assault ducky.
Yeah. And the duck boat could even come with pack-in penguins, right?
That's a given.
So
that's a given.
Go. Okay.
Assault ducky, assault penguins.
So my final pick is Smallville. No, it's not Smallville.
Stop trying to make Smallville happen, Gretchen. Catwoman's apartment? Sure.
Catwoman's apartment. Penguin's sewer layer, which isn't that? I guess that is the place that isn't that where a lot of. I felt like they were in a sewer. It's been so long. I think that is
the final scene. Yeah. That is his lair. Yeah.
Okay, so thinking about a couple of different things. What might we see again? It's not a movie, so let me see. So Steel was a movie, and then I said Flash 1990. And as Chris pointed out, we're talking toyetic lines, right?
Gatey's Toys has a good point. Sugar and spice.
There's got to be. Those are McFarlane website exclusives that will cost you an inflated rate similar to that one playset, because you can't have those on shelves. Think of the children.
The poor children.
But my final pick is Static Shock.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. So I'm gonna want Static. I'm gonna want his buddy Gear. in the number 2 position. Number 3 villain is Hot Streak, right? Pretty popular villain at the time on the show, on there all the time. And then 4th in the wave is gotta be Ebon, right? Think of the shadow figure, right? And then hey, Chase variant, translucent Ebon, right? It's kind of like a translucent gray type deal. And then I was also thinking, so I don't know, I can't think of a vehicle, right? I mean, because sure, Static had the disc that he flew on, but I mean, is that a vehicle or is that just a pack-in? I don't know.
We could charge $20 for a sewer lid.
But what I'm thinking is kind of the set from when Static first met Ebon, where Ebon can kind of like come out of the wall and like he like grabbed Static and kind of like fell back. There could sort of be like a play feature where it looks like the shadow that Ebon would turn into. And so you still have the standalone figure, but then you have a play set with some shadow appliques, things like that. You could also have the hideout play set. But yeah, I'm thinking that's my final pick, Static Shock. So overall, so wrapping up, let's see. So Shiny Plastic People, Chris Plastic, you got Superman 4, CW Supergirl, Green Lantern series. Derek J. Hoover, you've got Supergirl, Batman 89, and Batman Returns. Solid pick. And then I picked Steel, Flash 1990, and Static Shock. All right.
I do want to call something out because I just noticed he was in the chats. One of your fellow producers, Patron Mike, he mentioned in there Steel, the movie actually happened, and he thought it was a fever dream. Not only did that movie happen, it had a toy line back in the day.
Yeah, it had a decent toy line too.
It wasn't that bad looking. Yeah, I remember it being previewed in Wizard.
As far as, hold on, let's pull it up. Let's
bring it out.
Steel toy line. I don't think it was Kenner.
It was Kenner.
It was Kenner. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kenner was king in the 90s, baby.
Let's see. Steel.
I'm slowly slipping into dusty roads there. Kenner was king in the 90s, baby.
The king of the 90s, baby.
The king of the 90s. You don't know.
Before there was any hard times.
Oh, there was no hard times in the 90s. Clinton was in office. Woo! Woo!
I'm just trying not to turn into Toy Geeks co-host Stan Larson here. Like, Kenner, bought up by Hasbro. Till all are one.
There you go.
Yeah, I can't find. Hold on. So I've got. Let me share my screen. Boom, boom. Okay, share. So I mean, this is a figure, and then I show you the back of the figure where it's Steel. He's so cool. He's got a belt buckle on the back, right? No, but it's not awful. Let's see.
And even Lieutenant Sparks got a figure.
Yeah. So Steel series. Let's see.
No Judd Nelson.
Where is the?
At least I don't think so.
That's the assault vehicle. The Blast Hammer is the name of the vehicle, by the way. Is it? Yeah. And then what else do we have?
I said that once to Shauna one night. She told me to get out.
Yeah. See, that's not a bad figure. Yeah. It's just cool. So it's not an awful line. It's just, it's a smaller line. It's less known. Yeah. See, Allison Troy right now. Let's see. Lieutenant Sparks' figure was my stand-in Oracle. Right? There you go. Hey. Hold on. Hopefully the Superpower Steel isn't as floppy as the Universe Steel Hammer. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. Field Movies in the 1997 Kenner Toy Guide. Oh, cool. Battle Armor Dad. Thanks for the fun fact. Absolutely. Yeah. The price of steel action figures goes up tomorrow.
Giving it that GDL bump.
Give it the GDL bump. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I think Gare Bear was already on it in After Dark a couple weeks back. So
yeah. Okay. All righty. Wow. We spent a lot of time talking DC, talking McFarlane, fantasy booking. Let's see what else we got. We got some other stuff, other toy news, which we can talk about real quick. So as we were talking, Superman figures, kind of appropriate. Hold on one second. Let's pull this up here, and I'll add this to the stage. So we've got this, which, hold on. Nope. Why does it keep doing that? The James Gunn Superman, but this is a post from NECA official. So
Yes.
yeah, thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
That NECA is also doing it. Some people are speculating, is this going to be the 1/6 or
The
no,
scale
quarter
on this is actually
Yeah.
it's going to be 18 inches. Is the size of this figure.
Has that been confirmed?
As far as I know, I've seen that out there. Someone has said it's 18 inches, so it's well above the McFarlane scale.
Fingers crossed. Maybe we'll see a Lois.
No one's gonna give us a Lois figure.
No.
Actually, Spin Master, I think, is our best hope.
Probably.
I'm so uninterested in this movie, which probably means I'll like it a lot. You know what? You go into movies with the bar way down here, right? You won't be disappointed, right? You just go in completely, no expectations, right? I appreciate some of the backstory on Metamorpho and Kaiju, but I honestly am looking forward to going into this movie, just kind of see, okay, what is James Gunn's take on, Superman? This is supposed to be his big reboot. Like, I know he's done other DC vehicles, but this is him officially taking the reins of the DCEU, right? So I'm open to it. It can go really well. I'm a fan of James Gunn's other work, so we'll see what he does with Superman. What I've seen, I'm excited about, but I don't want to see too much because I do want to go in. I want to go in with zero expectations, no headcanon, no I wanted this and why didn't they do this and how come this character, and just going in blank.
Going in like that's your worst enemy. There was years ago, I think it was like around the time the first X-Men movie came out. I was talking to one of my best friends. He used to have a brick and mortar comic book shop, and we were talking about comic book movies and stuff. And I asked him, I was like, "Well, do you get upset?" Because he'd been collecting for years. He's a bit older than us, and he really had like a really good answer to that. He goes, "I approach movies and TV shows like I'm reading an Elseworlds or it's an alternate universe." And I'm able to just have decent expectations going in and just enjoy it.
That's fair.
So
there you go.
Expecting it to be exactly like the comic, you are setting yourself up for disaster. Just go watch it. And if it's a good movie that's well written and has a good cast and great effects and everything else, you'll have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. A punk with toys. Your way of going into movies is how I tell women going into a relationship.
Set that bar low.
On the first date, like, listen, doll, you're going to want to set your expectations real low. Real low.
Yeah. This is as good as it gets. It's only downhill from here.
Hope you like being on top.
All right. Here we go. All right, more news from NECA. So recently, drop number 2 from NECA came for Haulathon. Just real quick, Shredder was, of course, the fan favorite. Sold out pretty quickly. A lot of folks are a fan of this April as well. Perm April, as some people are calling her. Rashida Jones April. It's fun stuff. Did y'all pick up anything from Haulathon? I think Chris, you had a haul from Haulathon, right?
Yeah, I picked up Pee-wee because I found him in store. So I did get a Pee-wee Herman.
I do need to get that.
He's a fun figure.
I need to get it, if anything, for co-host Jason. He is a huge Pee-wee Herman fan.
Well, you got to do it. You got to do it, man. Absolutely.
I need to get him that and a tickled pink Rainbow Bright.
Okay.
Which I saw one at Walmart the other day, and I almost bought it for him just to be a dick.
Another one. I know we're kind of zooming, just hitting some of the highlights from the week right now. So this 2-pack of Worms of Madness Shredder. This is a cool 2-pack. I like the fact that you get him masked, unmasked. I know there's some backstory from the Mirage comics of Shredder died, then he was resurrected with some Worms of Madness Shredder, right? So they brought him back. And I know the big story was $80 for this 2-pack, which these figures have been going for closer and closer to $40, right? They started off 35, 37. Some are going for like 39 now. So that's kind of par for the course, but it's kind of high. And then here, what kind of alarmed a few people too is, let me zoom in. That little guy, right, excludes tariff surcharge. So they're still sorting through all that, not trying to bring us down, right? We're still moving through it, but $40, we kind of expected it. This is not in response to tariffs. I think this is just NECA and Big Bad Toy Store being NECA and Big Bad Toy Store. So we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. If this price is the same when it goes up at Walmart or some other retailers, but either of you interested in this? I know I'm kind of the Turtles guy. You're both, now we're in my territory. You're both kind of more on the Superpowers, McFarlane, Motu area, but does this tickle your fancy? Does this spark interest in either of you?
You know, I have some turtles, but not at $80.
Yeah. Same. At first, when I saw the figures, again, it's always kind of, oh, that's cool. I like the sculpt. It's got the weapons loadout. Oh, I like this kind of masked and unmasked. I was thinking hopefully they do something similar, like a repack for Cartoon, Splinter, and Hamato Yoshi. Like that would be a 2-pack that I would pick up, just Hamato Yoshi and Splinter. But first I said, oh, that's awesome. People are going to be so excited who collect Mirage. And then I went back and said, wait a minute, this is $80. So no, not so much. Not as excited after that. Another lot of good fun news from Celebration. Let me see. From Star Wars Celebration, which is part of the reason. Well, no, it is the reason why Jay is not here this evening. Not just part of the reason. He had fun in Japan. Looking forward to. He's posted one video. I know he's over there with Toy Anxiety. They posted a couple videos, and he's got some other Patreon exclusive stuff that he's cooking up as well. But here, the belle of the ball, I'll say, as far as reveals goes, this Bantha. This Bantha figure is just awesome. Oh, that's hairy. It's so hairy and it's glorious.
Oh man, you're gonna need a comb with that bad boy, keeping it looking good.
You could play with this with your daughter. Your daughter can braid your Bantha, right? Or you could braid your Bantha. Hey, if you're good at it, it's good to practice so that you can also, learn how to braid your daughter's hair. So look, it's fun for the whole family. Get a Bantha and then just learn how to braid. It's fun
Folks,
stuff.
you're gonna want to get a Bantha.
You gotta get a Bantha.
You gotta get a Bantha. Are we slipping into Seinfeld right now?
That's what I was saying.
I'm telling you right now.
Get a Bantha.
I was getting a Bantha, Jerry.
Bantha. You're gonna want that Bantha.
Oh, I got a Bantha, baby. Pretty good joke.
I know that's the big takeaway. So, Chris Plastic, you buying one of these? Are you getting a Bantha?
No, I try to keep my Star Wars collecting small, which has already gone sideways with the Ghost. It is the size of my guest bed.
There you go.
So, but no Bantha for me, even though it is beautiful.
Okay. All right, and then let's see what else we got. So we got the Bantha. We've got another thing that they teased was the Cal Kestis a la Joe Dirt.
Oh, this mustache is something.
Yeah, that is a serious. Hold on. There we go. As close as I can get. Yeah, buddy. There you go. I haven't played the game, but now I do want to play it, just kind of see the Joe. He's going into hiding. I guess you're not going to expect.
I promise you,
from a Jedi.
That facial hair, that mullet, even with a lightsaber in hand, the Empire will be like, no. He can't be. Not with that. He's not a Jedi.
Yeah. Just let them go. So those, I'll say, those are the two big ones. So this is the Black Series, the Vintage Collection. I mean, there's lots of other figures. I know. Ooh, I almost skipped over it, but it's just because I know we're running short on time and I don't want to be too late. Where is it? Let me go back. There is a Dash Rendar figure. There we go. Yeah, he's all low stock. So hey, if you don't already have him, get back, because he was sold out earlier. So you heard it here first. That looks kind of like Kurt Russell to me. Just a little bit. Just a little.
Ooh.
Yeah. But
I dare say a little Sorbo-esque. I kind of want to slap a goatee on it and put a little voice bubble that just screams to the sky, disappointed.
I do like all the pillows. Uh,
Yes.
the quilted shoulder pads, the
Very
quilted.
cable-esque.
Yeah. He's very comfortable. He's very comfortable in what he's wearing, and that's
You
good.
gotta be comfy.
But yeah, Dash Rendar. Do you have what sort of nostalgia do you have for Dash Rendar, Chris?
I'm actually rebuilding an N64 collection right now.
Nice.
So
Okay.
I got to get that Shadow of the Empires going again.
Okay, I never got too big into Shadow of the Empires. I was more of a Rogue Squadron and Star Wars racer. Like I love the pod racing games, which is why I'm partial to Episode 1. Fight me. Yeah, no, I still remember playing this, or at least hanging out with my buddy, listening to some Green Day while he was playing the Shadows of the Empire game on N64. So fun times.
Dookie, I assume.
Either that or Nimrod.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Well, that about just wraps it up because we're almost to 10:30. So I do need to wrap it up. We do have family in town. I am in the guest space. They're going to want to go to bed soon. So unfortunately, everybody, no After Dark this evening. But as I mentioned before, Jay's cooking up all sorts of goodies that are Patreon exclusives just to take care of the family members because, well, the GDL family members, just to make sure you're getting your money's worth in the Patreon. But yeah, but with that, before we go, Chris Plastic, where can we find you? Tell the people what you've got going on in your world.
Well, I'm very rarely found at my own YouTube channel, Shiny Plastic People, but I am excited that I don't want to say too much about it, but there's an exciting event that I'll be a part of this May, talking some Star Wars with a bunch of other toy creators. So I'd say pay attention to A Punk with Toys and Alice and Troy, the Retro Toy Princess, for more news about that.
Ooh, okay. Excited to hear more. Well, stay tuned. Again, everybody go check out what's your
I can be found at SPP Toys.
There you go. At SPP Toys. So check them out. Everybody, Derek J. Ova. What do you got going on, brother? Tell the people where to find you.
Well, yesterday's podcast, of course, is the darling little show that comes out every Monday with two of my best buddies. Quip here is a producer on it. We recently did Pro Stars, your pick, I think. Yep. Tomorrow is another pick from producer Mo. It's Mighty Max.
Nice.
So looking forward to that. It's if to those who listen regularly, it's not as unhinged as last week's California Raisins episode.
How many Cosby drops?
I think there were 5 Cosby drops in there.
Yeah.
Maybe
too many Cosby drops.
Oh man. Henry shows up swearing, of course, because it's fun when my kid cusses. And it's also fun when my son does Jay Leno impressions. That shows up.
He didn't do a You Found the Monkeys though, right?
No, I don't think You Found the Monkeys showed up. I was surprised.
I was waiting for it because he was doing he was just doing crazy on the soundboard. But I digress. If you don't listen to yesterday's, so when we say how many Cosby drops, it's a reference to a Cosby scat. You're just gonna have to listen in, and it's kind of fun, because you're hipping and a hopping and a breaking and a bopping, and you don't know what the jazz is all about. Just like
you'll see. Yeah. It's it's this drop that Dustin uses. That's a mashup of Simpsons, Bill Cosby, Family Guy, Bill Cosby, and Eminem. So check that out. But yeah, you can find. It is funnier than the real Jay Leno. It really, really is. My 4-year-old son is funnier than Jay Leno. But no, you can find us on. You can engage with the show on Blue Sky, on Twitter. There's a Facebook page. We're on pretty much every platform as far as podcasts go. I do a YouTube. It's been a while since Shauna and I have been able to get old episodes converted over to YouTube, but I post a short every week, just kind of teasing what's about to come out for the following week. And then, of course, about once a month, typically, Allison Troy, Andrew of Gady's Toys, and I try to do the Retro Cavalcade. Just kind of a structured hangout once a month on Allison's channel, just talking toy news or just general kick-ass cool geek news. Sometimes it goes off the rails. There was one time Chris was on, and it very much became a situation where Andrew, Chris, and I were misbehaving, and Allison was the den mother trying to keep us in line, and we were just a little too rowdy. But she reined us in.
That's good. She runs a tight ship.
Let's tight ship.
In order.
All right. That's enough, boys. Settle down.
It got so wild. We were making comments about the Comstock Act.
Okay.
He's not wrong. And then, if you would believe it, I then went and did a podcast with Jason and Dustin, their other show, Radio Rewind, where I proceeded to drink more. If you can't tell, my wife and kid were not home that night.
Fair enough.
It was a busy night for me.
Well, that is awesome. Thank you for sharing. Again, everybody go check out Shiny Plastic People with Chris Plastic. Check out yesterday's podcast and everything that Derek J. Hoover just shared. But with that, everybody, we're going to call it. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Get plenty of rest. Have your pets spayed or neutered. Help control the pet population. Hasta luego, everybody, and goodbye.